Hello, I am here to bring you a review of the whole Last Policeman Trilogy by Ben H. Winters. Um, Before I start, I will say that I was kindly sent these books for review from Quirk, so thank you, Sam, for that. So the first book is The Last Policeman, the second book is Countdown City, and the third book is World of Trouble. I'll be talking about the first two a little bit, but I'll focus more on the third one, because this is the one I was sent for review. And this one comes out 8th of August, I think. So I will start by giving you a short review of these two. So in the first book, The Last Policeman, it's 6 months before an asteroid called Maya is going to collide with the Earth and wipe out all humanity. And people are going crazy and killing themselves, and some people are doing bucket lists, so they're going to do everything that they didn't do in normal life. You know, like some people are going to live in the Bahamas, some are buying really expensive sports cars and stuff like that. And Hank Palace, the main character, is a police officer, and he's trying to solve a crime which looks like he thinks it's a murder, but everybody else thinks it's a suicide, because this asteroid's going to hit the Earth and loads of people are committing suicide. All the people above him are saying, well, this is pointless because, you know, if we see anything that looks like suicide, we're just going to treat it as suicide because there's no point investigating it. But Hank Palace doesn't believe that it's suicide, he believes it's a murder. So he's trying to investigate this murder. And this book is really interesting, all three of them, because they're pre-apocalyptic. They're all before the apocalypse, before the world ends, and I think that's a really interesting point of view. And there is something I found quite annoying, is the fact that the narrator, Hank Palace, says "holy moly" a lot. I know most people wouldn't realise that when they're reading it, but he does say "holy moly" quite a lot, and it's really annoying. So basically, that's what this book is about, him trying to discover whether this was a murder, whether it is a suicide, or whatever. A little spoiler, it turns out to be a suicide. It's not really a spoiler. Sorry, it turns out to be a murder. I didn't figure out who the murderer was, but I was kind of a bit... I wasn't really blown away by who it actually was. You know, it was kind of predictable a little bit. But yeah, all in all, it's a good book, and I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. And then, moving on to the second book, Countdown City. In this book, Hank promises an old friend that he will try and hunt down her husband, who she believes has gone missing. Everybody says it's pointless because he probably just committed suicide like most people are doing. Sorry, I forgot to mention, in this book there are 77 days to go before the asteroid Maya hits the Earth. So everyone's saying it's pointless because it's probably suicide. But Hank really does want to continue with this investigation because he promised his friend that he would. And when Hank Palace promises something, he follows it through and tries to deliver. In between this storyline, so the main storyline is him trying to find out where his friend's husband has gone and whether he's gone missing, whether he has committed suicide, if he's gone missing, where has he gone, will he come back, why did he go, all this stuff. But in between this storyline, we also have the story of Hank Palace's sister, Nico, who has gone a little bit weird, and she's joined a conspiracy group. And she's off somewhere with a conspiracy group. I really like Ben H. Winters' writing style in all 3 books, but especially these 2 books, because the writing style is kind of straight to the point and down to earth, and fast paced as well, which suits the main character Hank Palace's personality. You know, the writing style is the character, the main character, which I think is really good, and it is written really well. And some of the writing styles over the top and very over dramatic, which is good because, to be fair, this book needed a bit of excitement. It wasn't as good as the first one, I didn't think. I gave this one 2 out of 5 stars. But I still thought they were good books. I like the angle in this one. There's more of an oncoming apocalypse feeling in this book, and this is told through dialogue, random acts of violence. Yeah, and it's just like more noticeable in this book, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, so I really like this book as well. Like I said, I gave it, I think it was like 2.5 out of 5 stars. I didn't think it was a full 3 stars like the first book. And then finally we come to the third book, which is the advanced reader's copy that I received from Quirk. In this book, there are just 14 days to the end of the world before the asteroid Maya hits the Earth and wipes out all humanity. And in this book, Hank is no longer a police officer. He's trying to track down his sister, Nico, and the conspiracy group that she's with, because they believe they could stop the asteroid by locating a scientist who is being held as part of a vast, bigger conspiracy that is allowing Maya to impact Earth. So, accompanied by his dog, and a scrounger who he doesn't really trust, Hank travels from New England to Ohio, where his last clue leads him to believe that his sister Nico and this conspiracy group are waiting to rendezvous with this scientist. But when Hank gets to Ohio, he makes some other shocking discoveries and doesn't discover his sister, which is, I mean, I like that aspect. I thought when he got to Ohio, he was going to find his sister, and I hoped there was going to be an angle where we get to see them rendezvousing with the scientist and trying to find a way to stop the asteroid hitting the Earth. I thought that would have been a really cool angle, but Ben H. Winters didn't go down that route, which I'm not really that fussed about. It's still made for a really good read. Sorry, I'm just turning the page in my notebook. Yeah, sorry, and another spoiler, sorry, but I have to say this, so if you don't like spoilers, cut off now. Cool. So spoiler, the world does end, and I really applaud Ben H. Winters for actually making the world end, because I thought that it was going to maybe go down the conspiracy thriller route where Hank discovers a way of saving the world from the asteroid Maya hitting it and wiping out all humanity. But like I said, the world does end, and I applaud Ben H. Winters for that. And I'm also glad that the whole thing turned out to be a lie, and that Hank Palace spends his last few hours on Earth seeking companionship instead of answers. I really like that because it gave a whole new angle and a new vibe to the book, and as with the transition from the first to the second book, the apocalyptic feel, the oncoming apocalypse, really kind of shone through into this book. You know, like, in this book you got more of a sense of feeling that the asteroid is going to hit really soon, and I really like that, actually. Yeah, and like I said, I applaud Ben H. Winters for the overall arcing storyline and the ending of this book. Yeah, and I think this was a very good ending to what I consider a good trilogy. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, and like I said, this one comes out 8th of August. This is the 3rd book in the Last Policeman Trilogy. And I thought it was really good. So yeah, thank you for sending these to me. Thank you, Sam, from Quirk. I really did enjoy them. If I was going to give the whole trilogy an overall score out of 5, I'd give it a 3.5, maybe 4. The books, for me, do get better. The second one I wasn't really that fussed about, but the third one really was very good. And I flew through these actually. They didn't take me very long to read, and I'm glad I sent them for review. So there you go, guys. That is my review of the Last Policeman Trilogy by Ben H. Winters. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about these books, or if you want to pick them up and read them. Yeah, and do you have any books you can recommend me that are similar? I would love to know. If you like this video, please like. If you wish, you can subscribe. And I will see you again soon. Goodbye.